Yep, it's a method and it's cryptos. And the third one that's missing is the reset element, which is, of course, you should be building a wealth. Of course, you should doing it in a decentralized way that could protect you against the forthcoming financial crisis. The cryptos and the method next, though, let's look at Bitcoin Tether. So we've been following Bitcoin for a while. This is a 60-minute time frame and our HVF. We took the first discretionary funnel. You'd need to be in a program to understand why that one was taken. You also need to be in a program to know what our typical qualifying criteria is. But just for the benefit of this clip, good continuations, and of course it's met our second interim where we expected to pause, and what has it done? Slamming down. Could have a chance where it dips a little bit lower still as well. Note how this was nicely set up at roughly the first interim here, and this is the first rest that it's had. Big open territory, usually covered nice and abrupt, nice and impulsively, which it has done. Shooting star through the key level of significance that we required it to run. Also note how while support and resistance is something we admire and has value, as a trading technique, it usually ends up hurting folks real bad. In other words, as you make the new high, everyone charges in and they get given the immediate slap in the face loss for chasing the marginally new high, which highlights why you need to be early, why you need to have a method, why you need to trade the low volatility to the high volatility expansion, which gets you in moments like that where it pushes forward in the secondary major push, which is where the bulk of the collective volume over here has come in. Also for you as free viewers, you can get the target now that it's well on its way that our guys have had for a while. On this particular Polynex Tether, you're going to get 10,155. That means the key round number and level of significance of 10,000 will be taken in due course. Expect it to be smashed impulsively after it's done pausing and winding up. That might take a bit of while. We might turn around and set up again, maybe a bit of a wind up structure or pattern, but then expect this level to be run impulsively and for it to follow through into here. However, it's important to note on other charts, so this is the Bitfinex one, which is a slightly higher time frame, and in our structure here we actually get, and I've not drawn it for you, this is a working chart, an absolute scribble as you can see, which is how your chart should be if you're doing work, although I could do with tidying it up a bit. We get 10,230s on the other platforms, including this one. I've lost my tidy one, so we'll go back to that one. So just bear in mind, Tether is slightly different, and this was a Polynex exchange. On probably the largest Bitfinex, it's slightly higher than that, and it's around 10,230, which means you'll certainly run through that. So now you know the target. Do you storm in and buy now? I would suggest against that, because you don't know the full extent of the pullback. In fact, you could technically have a revisit all the way down to what we call our funnel levels. I don't believe that would be the case on balance of probabilities, but it could happen. So you could dip a little bit, take some of it back. Sometimes fib work can give you a little bit of an inside view. But that all said, we are reasonably confident, given compliance and the impulsive nature, that the target will be met, and that'll be another leg up, which is switching everything slowly, steadily more to the bullish scenario. I've done a lot of the macros, but I've said before that if we start to get 11 7s, 11 8s, all aspects are negated, and then in fact certain reversal patterns come into play with far higher targets on the bigger time frame. So there could be, it could well be a good reversal. However, there's always a case for it capitulating and re-sucked into the bear, and we remember both so that we don't get too giddy and lose sight of our money management in being wild bulls on the upside. So that's the nature of the game, and that's the method. That's crypto. If this is of interest to you, we're doing how to become the whole trader and learn to actively play defense when the trend changes, and even from there to start learning to go short. And that'll be a free webinar that we'll do, a couple of pointers for you, and it's only really for the serious, because there will be an offer at the end of that. So for those that are interested in becoming part of the community in terms of trading and maximizing their crypto gains, the goal is to get people a multiple on that which they invest, and it's a substantial sum. So it is for the serious. However, you'll come on board on our new platform. There'll be lots of value, lots of webinars, etc., etc. That's Bitcoin. I'm going to include a quick run past Ethereum that we also pointed out. This was Ethereum, a slightly ascending pattern, not yet made any potential targets. There's a slight risk with ascending patterns that they can fizzle, but Ethereum has been resolutely strong against even Bitcoin, so that's quite a pump. Of more interest possibly and greater feasibility of making it home, because Bitcoin can get back on its horse soon, is this one, and that is the Ethereum against USD, which we've also had an eye on, and it's just continued to make great headway. Note again, as you run the H1 and all of that, all the churn comes in, so by the time people are chasing new highs, which is the FOMO brigade, which is the 91% of people emotionally reacting to it pump, you've got to be in earlier. You've got to be trading the low volatility into high volatility expansion. So that's your risk reward there. That's about an 11. Bear in mind that there's a squeeze inside of a squeeze. We call those primers. You'll learn all about them on a program and how we maximize them and how it multiplies your ability to reduce your funnel size. Where are we? Here we go. So you got a wind up on the funnel there, and you've got another one there. So these micro fractals of HVF method can give you immense gifts. That was a 7.5 for BTC, and I think it was more. Let's go back to the Ethereum and show you how it goes. You see how you get setups and see how we look at it both across Bitcoin and the dollar and even other particular benchmarks of measurement, so that you can get the best idea. That is an 11 risk reward, although that snuck a little bit high. Let's pull it back on 10.87. There you go. So that's Francis, the market sniper, the crypto sniper, and the reset sniper, giving you a quick update on those things that have set up well and performing, and most importantly saying to you, if you want to become part, then you know what to do. You've got to go to themarketsniper.com, short questionnaire to fill in, hit the get started button, and you can find out more about our super macro trades, aka setups like this and better quality that are on the huge time frame that we're parking up lots of coin in, whilst keeping our trading accounts nice and hot on the smaller time frame setups. Look forward to speaking to you all again soon. Hope you enjoy the clip, and bye for now.